Hello and welcome. In this video, we will look at how ProvisionPoint helps you manage guest access to Microsoft Teams. Once guest access is enabled in the Teams Admin Center, guest users can be added to any Microsoft team. This can cause significant governance challenges for organizations. By using ProvisionPoint, users can request a new Microsoft team and define whether guest access is enabled. Further, they can also select a number of other privacy settings. I am logged into the ProvisionPoint app as a user who can request a new Microsoft team. In this scenario, the user wants to create two teams as part of a project. One is for collaboration with an external partner, and one is private for only defined internal users. Let's start by requesting a team for the external collaboration. I select the relevant service to create, in this case a team for a project sprint. I then need to provide my team a name and optionally a description. The Team Privacy section defines the classification, privacy settings, and guest access. In this case, I want the team to be public and for guest access to be enabled. Additional metadata can be specified within ProvisionPoint for the team. In this example, I'm going to define the related project for the new team. Finally, I can add any internal users as owners or members. When I am ready, I click Request to start the provisioning process. Once the process has completed, I can click on the Info option to see the details of the team. On this screen are the details of the privacy settings applied, including if guest access is enabled. There is a link for me to access the team either in the browser or the Teams app. Here is the new Microsoft team created with the defined privacy settings. It is a public team with a classification of standard. If I click on the Add Members button, I can add a guest user. Now let's return to ProvisionPoint and request the other team which will have guest access disabled. I select the same service to request and once again provide a name and description. In the Team Privacy section, I select a classification of internal. I then will change the privacy setting to private so only defined members can access the team. Finally, as this team is for internal use only, I will select the option for guest access to be disabled. I set the metadata and add additional members as before. Once the team has created, I click on the Info option to see the different privacy settings. I then access the team to see how these have been applied. As defined when requesting the team, it is private and with a classification of internal. If I try to add a guest user, I can see that guest access has been disabled for this team. By using ProvisionPoint, we've empowered the user to be able to select whether guest access is enabled on a team-by-team basis. This is just one example of how ProvisionPoint lets organizations manage the privacy of individual teams. Please get in contact to find out more about how ProvisionPoint improves the governance of Microsoft Teams.